to CAT 2024. Hello everyone, my name is Stuti and I welcome you all to the official YouTube channel of CH EdgeMakers. Do you remember our video which we uploaded telling you the strategies and preparation techniques for the CAT? I hope you have watched that. Today I have with me Mr. Saurabh Sharma, the director of CH EdgeMakers, who has been appearing and writing CAT for so many years now and has been acing the verbal ability reading comprehension section each year. Today we will be talking about how can a candidate score 99 percentile in these 7 weeks of CAT preparation. Hello sir.
Hello.
So sir, अभी जो preparation start कर रहे हैं, so सबसे पहले let me ask you, is it possible to score 99 percentile in CAT in these 7 weeks now?
Well, yes, it is possible to score 99 percentile in 7 weeks, but it is possible for them at least who have done the basics of it. Someone who is just starting, let's say he has just opened the book for CAT, probably it is far-fetched, but he can still score 90 percentile. So if someone who has started preparation and not done fair bit of it or not covered the concepts properly, or who is just starting, believe me, he can still score 90 percentile. And if someone who has covered the basics, he can score 99 percentile with efforts in these 7 weeks.
So sir, imagine a scenario. For example, basic, as you said कि जिसने start किया ही नहीं है. Now somebody who has not started at all, right, who's starting right now, what are the techniques or preparation tips which you would like to tell to candidates so that they aim for, above 90 or 99 percentile in CAT?
Okay, well, let's say if someone is just starting. Number one, as you know, he cannot cover each and everything. So it's all about focus, playing smart, taking some risks. Let me take an example. Let's take QA for a while. In QA, it's all about width. You have so many topics in QA. Covering all these topics in 7 weeks is, believe me, next to impossible. But what you can do is, you can follow that Pareto's principle, that is 20%, 80% rule, if you have heard about it. So what the person should do is focus on important areas on which they ask questions. So here is what we have shown on the screen is percentage questions that are asked from a particular area. As you can just see, if one focus is on only 2 areas, that is arithmetic and algebra, 2 areas, and if it does well means he focuses only on those 2 areas, day in day out solving questions by CAT. Let's say he has solved 1000 odd questions on these 2 areas, he can score 90 percentile in QA sections, although he is taking a bit of risk. But if someone has 7 weeks only, taking risk is necessary. So play smart, take risk, and do only 2 areas, that is algebra and arithmetic. You should be good at it. Good means you should be able to solve 7 questions out of 10 questions. That means that's the definition of being good. So expect around 13-14 odd questions from these 2 areas, and if you are able to solve, let's say, 10 questions with 80% accuracy, you have got 90 percentile. So that's how you can score 90 percentile now. Similarly, in DILR, focus on only 2 things, analytical reasoning and DI. There are chances this time there will be DI. Last time it was not there, but this time there should be DI. So 1 DI case and 1 case of analytical reasoning is certain. So try these 2 cases and try to crack them. If you are able to crack these 2 cases, you have scored 90 percentile. In VA, do only one thing, that is RC. RCs and RCs, because they are going to ask 16 questions roughly from RCs, and para summaries also like RC. So you now have 18 questions, and try to target only these 18 questions. Forget para jumbles, odd sentence, para completions, don't go for them because a lot of theory is there. You have to improve yourself, it takes a bit of time. But RCs, it is something that you have done since childhood. You have solved unseen passages. Target to solve 250 RCs by CAT 24. So daily 5 to 6 RCs. Solve. And believe me, go there and solve only RCs and para summaries. you will be able to get 90%. So play smart and focus on the areas.
Wow, isn't that amazing, guys? Very insightful. I hope you're making notes side by side, right? Alright. Now, sir, there are people who have already joined institutes, various institutes. They are preparing. They have started preparing a year back or something. Now, somebody who has already been preparing for last 1 year, what should be the strategies or preparation technique for them?
Okay. So if you are preparing, so I am assuming one thing, that is you have covered all the basics, that is you know how to solve all the areas. Now, first thing that the person should do is analyze the performance. You must have taken mock cats by now. If you have not, take at least 5 mock cats and then analyze your performance. Look what kind of questions you are comfortable in, what kind of areas you are comfortable in, and then focus on them. And as we shown previously, the percent of question asked from areas, find your strength areas, and if not, at least make arithmetic and algebra your strength, and rest you should be comfortable in solving. And if you are actually good at these one of the 2 areas, then add geometry to it. So if someone has done arithmetic, geometry, algebra, 99 percentile, believe me, one can score. Focus on these areas. So it's all about focus now. Select, focus, practice, and then perform. That's it. Similarly, in DLR, what you should do is conditional reasoning, analytical reasoning. You will always find cases on these 2 topics. And then DI. Expected there will be a DI this time, so DI. So almost 3 cases will be in your reach. You can ignore, or let's say if you are not very good at it, you can just put on the back burner areas like games and tournament, because at times you get set theory, at times there are cases, at times not there, cases are not there, but these 3 areas you should focus on. So if you are able to solve 2 cases, and by now you must be knowing 2 cases in DLR can fetch you 99 percentile. Now let's talk about VA. VA is all about practice. Solve, solve, and solve. Now focus only on reading and solving. Reading and solving. Read 2-3 articles and solve 5 to 6 RCs daily. Solve 10 to 15 questions on VA daily. Solve, solve, and solve. And believe me, 99 percentile is within your reach. So make sure you focus and solve.
Wow, guys, you have heard it from the horse's mouth itself. But sir, there are people who have prepared really, really well. But जब वो mock देते हैं, they cannot perform well in mocks. What should be the techniques for them?
One is, there are two, 3 things. I'm talking about the first one. Well, when people take mock, they don't analyze. There are many who just take mocks. Believe me, taking mocks will not improve you. Analysis will do. So analyze them. Now what to analyze? Analyze like, in what are my strength areas? How to find? If you are able to solve a question from a particular area of QA, that's your strength area. If you are not ignoring question from a particular section and you try to attempt, that's your strength area. If you are ignoring or you take a lot of time from a particular section, then that is not your strength area. So identify your strength area and identify your weak points. Your weak area should not be so weak that you are not able to solve conceptual level questions. So conceptual level questions तो हर area में से करना आना चाहिए, है ना? And let's say if your strength area, you should strengthen it further. That's the point. So how will it help? Let's say next time when you take mock, solve questions only from your strength area. So let's say your strength area is arithmetic, algebra, and geometry. Solve questions from only these 3 areas. And when you are solving, you will be able to identify very quickly whether this question is easy and can I solve it, or it is difficult, because you have solved variety in this area. So you are able to understand what kind of question is easy, which is a question is not easy. So solve the easy ones. Easy means a question that you can solve in 2 to 3 minutes. Solve that question then and there. And if a question, after reading, you realize it will take some time, mark and move on. So let's say out of those 15-16 questions from your strength areas, you are able to solve 8 questions. 8 into 3, 24. So you have already got 24 marks. Now you have marked a few questions. Now it's time to look for other questions, wherein there can be some easy concept level questions. Find those concept level questions from your weak areas, solve them, and if they are not there, then try those hard questions from your strength areas. So number 1, easy questions from your strength area. Number 2, easy questions from your weak area. Number 3, difficult questions from your strength area. That's it. 1, 2, 3. This will help you perform better. In case of DLR, selection is the key. So next time you go there, select well. Now how can you improve your selection? Whenever you sit for practice for a DI or an LR case, before solving it, tell yourself the difficulty level of it and how much time will you take to solve it. So let's say you have decided a difficulty level of 5, 0 to 5. So tell yourself, okay, this is 4 and I'll take 15 minutes to solve. Start timer, give yourself challenge and try to solve it in 15 minutes. If you are able to solve in 15 minutes, you will get, okay, I was able to identify the case. But if you're not, then you will realize where I went wrong in identification of the case. This will help you or develop your knack of identifying easy cases. And this will help you immensely in DLR. In case of VA, think whether you are, जिसको बोलते ना, there are some people who start slowly. They are like diesel engine. थोड़ा time लगता है, एकदम से start नहीं होते वो, है ना? So they take time in getting warmed up. So how should you identify? You take time in solving VA. If normally you take a lot of time in solving your first RC. So let's say you take 15 minutes in solving first RC and second RC you are able to solve in 10 minutes. It means you have starting trouble. If you have starting trouble, start with odd sentences or parajumbles, whichever is your strength. I normally recommend odd sentence. Do two questions of odd sentences and then switch to RCs, because that will give you time to adjust. You will be in tempo of rhythm of reading and then you can attack RCs. This will help you. So identify where is your problem. That's what analysis does. Second, think of dividing the time. So let's say you should give roughly 26 to 28 minutes for RCs and roughly 12 to 14 minutes for your VA. So think like that. ऐसा तो नहीं हो रहा है कि you are giving a lot of time in VA and because of that you are not able to solve give sufficient time to RCs. ठीक है? This can also help you. Third, if you are able to identify that your VA, few areas in your VA are actually very weak, like parajumbles you are not good at it, para completions you are not good at it. So why to solve them at the first place in a mock? Improve them while practicing. Don't solve them in mock. In mock, try one more RC instead of those 4 questions. This will give you more marks. So analyze, find out your weak areas. And that's what we do when we sit with our students. I normally ask them, if you're coming to me, come with a bit of analysis of your own. Then we sit with the guys and try to assess कि कैसा perform कर रहा है, कहाँ गड़बड़ हो रहा है. Try to find out those areas so that we can improve the person's performance. So that's what you should do if you're not performing well in mocks.
That's amazing. Such intricacies probably not everybody will tell you. I hope now analyzing your mock after attempting it would be an important task for you. I hope you like the video. Still, if you have any problem, any doubt, any confusion or any specific doubt which you have, please let us know in the comments below and it will be our pleasure to address them to you. Stay tuned for more updates. Keep learning.